Monkey, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Nan's head.
It was me!
I think it was Tommy. It was Tommy.
Cinderella.
No.
You didn't even let the song play.
Peter Pan!
We did Hook already. No.
Yes.
You should wrap
Let
it
it
up.
go.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Frozen!
I haven't seen a Disney.
Frozen!
You guys are
Let
jerks.
me play the clue.
Nan's head with medium skin tone. Monkey.
Tommy.
Aladdin.
I can show you the world.
This game is done.
Here's Aladdin.
I love this game. Yeah.
Throwing your shade over a series of amazing quips and jokes.
First Big Adventure 29. WWWQ Atlanta.
George.
Cumulus Station.
Georgia.
Q100 is now Q99.7.
Same hit music station. New name. Live from Walt Disney World, this is Bert's Big Adventure on The Bert Show. Oh, hey. Bert's Big Adventure 2019, right? Cole, what are we doing here? What's it called?
Bert's Big Adventure 2019.
Got killed, dude. If you're just joining us this morning, this is the trip that we take down to Disney World every year with kids that aren't feeling so great. Cole's feeling really good, though. How you feel today, man?
Good?
Real good, right?
Yeah. Man, I feel good because I can eat bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah, bacon.
We all feel good if we can eat bacon, man. We have a tradition. Colton, tell them. You want to tell them what our sneaky tradition is every morning?
Our sneaky tradition is every morning, we steal bacon.
Yeah.
How much do you eat?
A lot. And the sneaky part of it is we don't use any utensils. We just stick our hands in the bacon and start eating it. Yeah. I got a million stories.
And can I tell you something?
Yeah, man.
We just sit, we don't even put it on a plate, we just eat it right there.
Yeah, we take it right out of there. We eat it right there, man. Yes, it's barbaric. It is. Colton and his family, I got to spend so much time with these guys, and it wasn't enough. It still is not enough. Colton is one of the funniest kids we have ever had on this trip, and it comes from the entire... There is a lot of love and a lot of humor in this family. There really is. This is a special family from Indianapolis. I got a million stories here, okay? Firstly, I might have made a mistake with my man Colton.
With your what?
With my man Colton here, I made a mistake. Colton, how old are you, Colton?
6.
6, and is as brutally honest as it gets, okay? So I figured he could handle this at 6 years old, so we're on the safari, and I said, Colton, man, you're 6 years old, you see things most 6-year-olds don't see, so I'm going to point some things out, but this is just between you and I on the safari that aren't real, okay? There's a big tree on the safari that I pointed to him, and what did I say?
Fake.
Looked at an anteater hill or whatever, and I pointed at him. I'm like, is that real or fake? What'd you say?
Fake.
So then, ever since then, for a day and a half, he is pointing to everything at Disney World, and he's saying,
Fake.
Why are you ruining the magic
I
of
just
Disney?
give him like a little peek and what's real, and it was a mistake.
Yeah, obviously.
Because everything now on the trip is a mistake, right?
Yeah.
So also right before the safari, I said to Colton, I'm like, dude, we are going to see so many animals on this safari. We're going to see giraffes and lions and rhinos. What animals do you want to see? And Colton said,
A puppy.
A puppy.
and then when we got there, at the top we just saw a puppy.
Yes.
Fight.
So he says he wants to see a puppy, right? And I'm freaking out because there are no puppies on safari, right? But we're in line, and then what do we see walk right by us?
A puppy.
That's amazing. It was amazing, man. It was totally amazing. And how did we get all sneaky on the Pandora ride? Do you remember?
No, I don't.
Okay. Then, Dad, you want to...
Rocks. Dad.
Medical ninja.
Medical ninja.
Medical ninja. Dad, you want to tell this story? Because you're really the one that broke through after we were being very, very sneaky.
Okay, so Colton's about half an inch short for the Pandora Flight of Passage. So we were taking the maps, folding them up, sticking them in his shoe, trying to raise him half an inch.
I really wanted him to experience this ride because if you come to Disney, there are people that are standing in line 3 or 4 hours for this Avatar ride, and it really is magical. And he was half an inch short, and we were going to make sure that he had this experience one way or another.
And then we found Crocs, and then we just put them on top of my shoes.
So we're walking by trying to figure out how many maps we need to put in his shoe, what else we can buy to put in his shoe to prop him up. So we saw some Crocs. So Bert's like, hey, these will work. We'll put them over his shoes.
And guess how much they were?
So, well, we're not going to talk about that. So we put the Crocs on, and we stop before we go up there. We put the Crocs on. We get up to the post where they have to measure you, and they look. The first thing they do is look at his shoes, which we thought, nah, they won't look at his shoes at all.
So now you have to know also, so he's got braces on both feet that go into his shoes. So it almost looks like it could all be the same piece of apparatus.
Yeah.
Almost.
So the first thing the guy does is look at his shoes and goes, he can't wear 2 pairs of shoes. So I'm like, he's got arthritis. It's a medical condition. He has to have 2 pairs of shoes. I'm like, okay.
Well, there we went. We were on. So we went in, man. And that ride was magical, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Oh, man. I hope Disney doesn't hear this. That's a good influence, Bert.
Half an inch, man. We weren't going to have that. No, heck no. Amber, what did you think of the whole trip and just all hanging out with each other and seeing your family just away from all of this stuff, all the medical stuff?
It was so amazing. I mean, it's our first trip in 10 years, and Colton's not been able to do a lot of things that a lot of normal kids could. For him to be able to experience all this amazing things, and I mean, I didn't realize how much of an adrenaline junkie he was until we came. He went on the Tower of Terror.
Yes.
And he loved it. And however, my 17-year-old son was like screaming and about crying in his. I mean, he was.
You coach just got called out by Mom, man.
Well, I can help.
You can help?
And he kind of went to the bathroom in his pants.
Not really, but
No.
No, but
that's not.
No, that is not true.
But we have not had this many laughs in I don't know how long.
You guys were so fun to hang out with, and it just happens kind of naturally. Sometimes on these trips, for whatever reason, you're just more drawn sometimes to some kids. And when he came up to me and we started our own secret handshake, man, that was the beginning of our friendship. We've got 5 different handshakes, and he just calls them out like football plays before we go in. And they all end with a hug, which is my favorite part, right? Yes. And we're going to continue to hang out, right? He said to me, hey, when the trip is over, can you just drive on over to my house? They're from Indianapolis. We live in Atlanta. But I am going to get a headset, right? And what are we going to do online?
Talk to each other and play Minecraft or something.
Yeah, we are.
And I think Bert feels guilty because I told him right when he held his hand, hey, you got to hang on to him real tight.
Yeah.
Don't let him fall. First thing that happens.
Wait. You dropped a child?
Yeah.
Drop the child.
Oh,
Now, AB will back me up on this. That he hit a rock. We took a turn a little bit short, and I had him in my hands for 4 seconds before he ended face first on the concrete. Oh. So he gets up. I feel horrible. He's got a little scrape on his elbow, and from that point forward, man, I was like a bodyguard around Jay-Z the entire
You should have
weekend.
seen his face. He was always like, oh my gosh.
I just killed it.
He'd watch people walk around him. He'd be like,
Yeah. Well, when we were watching Fantasmic, right, one of our kids loves to play tag, right? So they are running as fast as they can around Colton. And I'm like, get out of here. Don't go anywhere near my boy with that. Get out. Get out.
But that's something that we have to deal with every day. It's
Yeah.
so scary. I mean, it's nobody's fault. They don't realize it. But I mean, going to the mall, I am like trying to put my arms around him and he's just like, Mom, get away from me.
Right.
He wants to be
I'm over
independent,
it.
he wants to be as independent as he can, but
Yes.
then we have to be as protective as we can to make sure that, because people don't know. I mean,
Right.
people bump into you all the time, and they just assume you're normal, and you're just gonna,
he's
shrug it off and keep going. But
He's already had a few concussions from falling.
No doubt.
Too.
Including the one I gave him. I put him through NFL concussion protocol right after that.
Yeah.
He passed, so he could stay in the park.
We're going to wonder why we get no applications for 2020. And it's going to be because of this story right here.
No. You should apply. Just request that you don't have me
Yeah.
hang out with in the park one day. But the rest of the organization is really kind with your kids. Amber, do you want to read what you wrote for Colton?
Yeah.
It's a very special family. I'm bonded with you guys.
Okay. Colton, you are an amazing son and brother to your older brother and sister. In your short 6.5 years, you have endured 9 surgeries, countless serial leg castings, numerous falls resulting in bumps, bruises, black eyes, concussions, learning how to rewalk, not once, but 3 times. Not once have you ever complained or let it get you down. You're always happy and cheerful, telling jokes and stories and making everyone around you smile. When you faced every challenge and obstacle head on and defeated it like any great superhero would, you're our hero. We love you and will always be your sidekicks. Peyton and Kayla, both of you have been the most amazing children and big brother and sister that Colton could have. You play with him, help him when he needs help, even though you're older and you'd rather do, other things with your friends. You're always there for him. You protect him when needed. And always are there for him. He always looks up to you both and wants to follow you in your footsteps. You guys are his role models and his heroes. It is one of the greatest compliments a person could have. We love you both. Love, Mom and Dad.
It's beautiful. Wow. You guys, welcome to Bert's Big Adventure. What?
You have to. Mom gave you something really special before we got on the air, and you have to tell everybody what you just received from Colton.
Amber pulled a Bert on Bert, where you make them real emotional right before they go on microphone. And explain how Colton has the right.
So Colton doesn't really have any muscles in his arms, so he cannot raise his hands. He can't feed himself. He can't raise himself. So a lot of
He can't hold anything.
He can't hold anything in his hands. He can't even hold your hand.
You can hold what?
Rock.
Rocks. Yeah, rocks and sticks, right? Yeah.
So
Rock.
he
Yeah.
writes with his mouth. And he wrote Bert a note with his mouth.
So, Amber wrote a really nice thank you letter to me, and on the bottom half of it is, how long did that take him to do?
A couple minutes.
Yeah. And it just says, I love you, Bert. Thank you. Love Colton. And it's got a smiley face, and he wrote that with his mouth. And that's pretty dang impressive right there. And what?
He had an exclamation point.
Yeah. Don't forget the exclamation point.
Oh my God, I love this kid.
Hey, Colton. I love you.
I love it too.
You whispered that in my ear the other day, and that was it. The allergies, man. All right, and we are going to stay in touch, and we are going to play Fortnite, right?
Yeah, and Minecraft.
And what?
And Minecraft.
And Minecraft also. And not Grand Theft Auto, though,
No.
right? No, Grand Theft Auto. Another story for another time.
Off air.
Off air. Entertainment Buzz is sort of coming up next. We are going to stay in our Disney bubble. We do not care what's going on in the real world for the next couple of hours.
Like you said earlier, R. Kelly, Jussie Smollett, all of that, we're going to cover tomorrow. Today is all about Bert's Big Adventure in Disney, and we want to do a Bert's Big Adventure Bert Show calendar. I have a couple more months, and there's going to be some Bert Show members that are going to be a little hurt with what's going to happen in the next Entertainment Buzz.
Thousands of unforgettable memories.